Well, hi everybody. How you doing tonight? I hope you're all doing great. Uh, it's been a long week. Like I said, I hope all you are doing great. And if you're watching this, thank you. And my name is Lynn. And I've been doing tarot readings for about 55 years. Long time. Longer than I'd like to admit. Uh, I've been trying to figure out what to read on. That's always my biggest part, and I love it when you guys write and ask me to read on somebody. And I've got a couple of things here that people have asked me to read on. And I wasn't gonna go into no long spiel, but I did want to say something. If you haven't watched that Chicago 7, everybody ought to watch that. That is such a tremendous drama. Great movie. It would have been great in the big. It's Aaron Sorkin, and it would have been great had it been on a big screen. Just absolutely. Uh, can't get got your whole attention after about the first 15 minutes. It takes about 15 minutes to tune in on the characters and everything. And that what's his name? Sasha. Yeah, Sasha Baron Cohen. He plays one of the main guys in there, the one that was a comedian in real life. That I did think he just passed just recently in the last couple of years. And the other one, was Tom Hayden. He was married to here Jane Fonda for a long time, and in fact they were married for quite a few years. But the reason maybe why I was so fascinated with this is I spent about 4 or 5 summers in Wisconsin, and it happened to be the summer that happened was one of them, and I was a news person at that time, and they turned the news on and never turned it off for almost 2 nights, at least all night. I remember watching it all night and into the morning when this riot was going on in Chicago. And the reason we got like a direct news feed because the channel that we watched where we were in Wisconsin was live fed from Chicago at that time. And it's not that far away. It was like the local channel. And it was horrific. And it was like unreal. It was like watching something you couldn't believe when you seen the police just like they all got the order at once and just started beating up on all these people in the crowd. Just literally just looked like they were trying to kill them. It was horrible. It was bloody. I'm sitting there for 4 or 5 hours or maybe more till they turned it off, probably maybe all night. And I know that they usually went off about 11 or 12 o'clock, but that was, I keep thinking that was on the weekend, but I wasn't working anyway that summer, I don't think. So I'm not sure what day it happened, but I am sure that I sat there just mesmerized because I couldn't believe what was going on. And they even kept announcing that it was Mayor Daley who had sicked these policemen on to this crowd. I mean, they were really just telling you the truth about what was going on. And then the next day, when I got up, by the time the 6 o'clock news came on, and they started talking about that, it was a complete different feed. It was that these poor people attacked the poor policemen, that the people attacked all the police, and the few things they did show was maybe people yelling at the police, or just like they do with Black Lives Matters. And it was it didn't even dawn on me at that time because, gee, I was in my 20s. It didn't even dawn on me that it was like corporate news and what really happened and what they decided the story they were going to tell. Because at that time everything was brought. I don't know if that was it was either ABC, NBC, or CBS. Is where we got was where that channel was getting its news from. But what got me the most when I watched the movie is I never liked President Johnson very much, and after Kennedy died, I always had my suspicions. I don't anymore. I don't think he had anything to do with his death. But at that time, like I said, I was still always weighing and measuring everything and following politics like crazy, as much as you could follow them at that time, and still have kids to raise and a job to do. But I always thought all these years that Johnson was behind that he had told Mayor Daley to start that riot. And then I find out, after all these years and everything, watching that movie, that Johnson wasn't in on it at all. Because you can tell, because the Johnson AG did a complete study of it after it happened and said that the police started the riot. And then after Nixon came into office and put his own AG in there, then they decided no, that these 7 people had started the riot. And of course, the Black Panthers weren't even in on it. They were just maybe helping out, maybe in the wrong place at the wrong time or something. But anyway, when you watch it, you can see what's going on there, the same stuff that's going on now. But anyway, it just I thought I'd bring that up because it really kind of blew my mind that all those years I was so convinced that President Johnson was behind those, that police brutality, and it wasn't even him. It was the mayor. It was Mayor Daley. And I don't know if that was the second one or the first one. There was a Mayor Daley there for about 3 or 4 terms, and then his son took over, another Mayor Daley. I don't remember which one it was. But anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up real quick. And for cards tonight, I thank God you guys wrote in some questions. Somebody wrote in Paul Gosar. Anyway, he's in Arizona, from the House of Representatives, from Arizona. And I'm going to kind of enjoy this reading because I don't know anything about him. I like to read on people I don't know anything about. But they wanted to know if he was in on helping organize that January 6th insurrection. I don't know. I don't remember who asked me. I've been getting better in writing their names down, but I didn't write their name down. But let's see what's going on with that. And this is Paul Gosar, Arizona. And if anybody wants a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And I've got some appointments this week lined up, but if you get a hold of me, I'll still get right back to you and make an appointment. So don't forget, if you'd like to have a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And I love doing the personal readings. I just absolutely love doing them. And thank you for watching. And if you're watching, please, push the thumbs up and subscribe. Anything you want to do that's good for the channel, I'd really appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody that sent donations. I want to thank everybody that's got readings, everybody that's watching. I just feel like a whole attitude of gratitude towards you people for helping me at this time in my life, or not just helping me, but for making me feel useful. I guess that's what I'm trying to come up with. I was trying to come up, what would you call that? It helps me feel more useful to the universe if I can still do something. And sometimes it's really hard when you feel like you're almost like shut into I can't call myself a shut in. I went for a walk today for an hour, thank God. But But it's just so nice feeling like there's some kind of connection going on here, and I love y'all, and thank you so much. So let's see, Paul Gosar. You know, I'm not even. I know that lady senator. I hear about her all the time, but I haven't heard that much about him from Arizona. But I don't know how I missed him. If he was really as bad as whatever. Let's see what's going to come out. Paul Gosar. Was he? See one of them that's going to be where that cobweb's leading to when they start pulling the strings on this January 6th insurrection. And I had the funniest thing happen today. I had my guides tell me twice today that the Trumps are going to file bankruptcy again. And when they told me I had a picture of Donald Trump and Ivanka Trump together, I don't know what it's like. Maybe it's between the two of them or something. But anyway, that came through today, just like they just come up and hit me with it. And I thought, what's going on there? You know, if they do that, they're going to go over everything. They're just inviting people into their books. So we'll see what might be coming up there. I don't know if I'm going to read on that tonight. But I was told they were, before this was all over. No time, you know, there's never any time, Dill. It's the only thing that kind of drives you crazy sometimes when you're working with spirit is I was told some things about one significant other in my life that I ended up spending 2.5 years of my life with, and that was 5.5 years before he showed up. And the guy described him to a T, and I should have been paying more attention. In fact, yeah, I had it taped, and I put it away, and I found it a couple of years after that was over, and I thought, oh my God, I had a warning ahead of time. No, I wouldn't give up that relationship for nothing. That was a large growth and a dear soul that I was supposed to work some stuff out with. So I'm not putting this person down at all. Sometimes I got a hell of a story to tell about that, but not tonight. It's too long to tell in a card reading. I don't know, but it's one of the most fascinating stories I ever heard about. Whatever. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences. But I got an article. Well, it was actually that dear Tony that used to be. I think it wasn't the Inquirer. What was it anyway? I've still got the paper in there. Anywhere where somebody wrote in and asked about my time with him and that was interested in what was going to happen. Anyway. That's another story for another time, but it was really kind of something I was supposed to find or come across. If my car hadn't broke down, I'd have never bought the newspaper or whatever they used to call those. It was like the Inquirer, you know. They didn't call them newspapers at that time. Anyway, Paul Gosar. Let's see what's going on with Paul Gosar. Okay, they're telling me to shuffle one more time. Sorry about that. Wheel of Fortune. Whatever's going on with him, his whole life's getting ready to be just tossed over. Totally different. Whatever. He's getting tossed. Whatever's going on with him, he's getting tossed. Look at this. We got the Wheel of Fortune. Uh-oh. So it is political. It's not his personal life. Here's Biden. It's to do with the Democratic Party and probably I would say some investigation since I asked about the insurrection. And it's over the insurrection. This is the foundation. So, yep. No wonder they told me to shuffle and cut one more time. Look at these. Total disruption in his life because of the Democratic Party, because of the fight. He knows it's coming. He's laying awake nights worrying about this, trying to figure out which way he's going to go to deal with it when it comes out, because he knows it's on the way. Maybe he was behind some of the money to do with the planning, because here's the big money family card. If his family doesn't have a lot of money, then it was donations from Republicans or something. This is big money. Maybe the family of Republicans that put money into it. It looks like he's going to cut his losses and get away. Once this comes out, he's not going to try to fight it. I don't think he's going to be one of those that stands there and screaming, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, like Gates. I think he's going to just cut his losses. He knows he's the bully and walking away card. He knows he's in the wrong place and just walk out of there. He is going to get he's hoping he'll get some kind of offer to make whatever they've got on him go smoother. That's what he's hoping, because that's in the 7th house. And maybe they will make him an offer. Look at that. Either they make him an offer, or he starts talking about an offer that he got, where a lot of money just dropped out of the sky for him to use toward this insurrection. He thought that Trump was going to be able to help him, because he was just so sure that, like I said, there was a deeper and darker plan on this that they were working toward, not just what happened. So anyway, yeah, he was thinking that he was going to get out of that he had a lifeboat to the top, or what he thought was going to be the top. Right now, he's not sure what he's going to do. He's trying to juggle trying to figure out, trying to get rid of anything that might connect him to this in any way. He's trying to figure out his footprints, his handprints to it, what's been going on with it. I'm not sure what exactly what's going on here, but he's been trying to figure out what he's going to do to get out of there. But he's not going to be able to hide anything. I drew a clarifier. The whole world's going to find out about this, and this was an upside down clarifier too, so it's going to come down on him hard. So yeah, I would say, I can't remember whoever asked me to read about that, but I'd say yeah, he's going to be in really big trouble before this is all over. But my cards always turn out that way. And even if I don't, they've all skated for so long, I can't imagine this many people getting in trouble, but everybody I read on looks like they're going to get in trouble. So let me put these away and we'll come up real quick. Remember, for a personal reading, it's LynnTarotReadings@gmail.com. Get a hold of me and I'll get right back to you and we can set one up. I think what's amazed me the most since I started doing this is how many repeat readings I've done. Some people I've read for 30 times already. And some I've only read for 5 or 6 times. But some, and a few 2 or 3. But almost everybody, at least 60% of the people I read for seems to repeat. And that's wonderful. I'm not complaining. It was just a big surprise to me when I started doing this. So, somebody said, read on Rudy Giuliani. Rudy. Let me mark this so I'll know how to label it. Well, I'll know it's... I'll remember. Rudy Giuliani, and see if he's going to be in there on that Matt Gaetz, even into the sex stuff. Because I don't know if they're going to find this money and sex all together, or 2 individual ways, or maybe that's what I ought to ask. But it looks like they're all going to come together. It's like a big spider web. But let's see if Rudy Giuliani's in on that. Besides just helping incite that riot, let's see if he's in on the sex scandals even. Which is hard to believe. He's as old as I am. If he's in on some, maybe we ought to give him some vitamins and that, find out what he's been taking if he's in on some sex scandals. I shouldn't say that. It's not funny, especially if it's with young women, but just the idea of it. One thing I found out all those years that I owned and operated that bar was, and worked there, was that men never think they're too old. Never. When I was really young, the ones that would just reach out and pinch me or something sometimes, from if you were playing pool with them, and just shock you, it was always the ones that were like my dad's age, somebody that was 35 or 40 years older than me. The few times that I had stuff like that happen, and how in the hell do you turn around and you don't slap an old man and you don't cuss him out? I guess you just have to give him credit for trying, and just stay the hell away from him. Make sure you don't get close to him after that. At least in those days. Now they're doing things different, but that went with the territory then. So anyway, Rudy Giuliani, what are you up to, you little stinker? Are you in on this sex stuff as well as the money at the... Let's ask a specific question. Are you in with Matt Gaetz and his shenanigans? Are you in with Matt Gaetz? Let's ask a specific question here. Cut him thin, you're bound to win. Well, he was in with gathering some of the money, but some of the money didn't go where it was supposed to go. We got this card upside down. Some of it was given to the wrong people. So he's not only in trouble before this is over with the law, I think he's going to be in trouble with some people that were breaking the law also. Maybe Mr. Trump. That's the influence over it. He was the one influencing him. As soon as they take a deep look, yeah, this is coming out. This is the foundation of the reading. If they take a deep look, yeah, they're going to find out that he was even involved with the underage women. And they're not going to hang him. He's too old. But they might put him in prison. Let's wait and see what comes up. Right now, he's like in suspension. He was the main prosecutor in New York for so long. He knows he could be in big trouble for that if the truth comes out, if it comes into light. And looky here, this is that Letitia James coming after him in a hurry. We might hear something about this next week or so. We might hear about Rudy. Let's see what comes up. He knows the law's all over him. If they haven't already, I think they've already even gotten a hold of him and told him they're all over him. Look at this. This is in his 7th house. Authority and the law. Somebody in power coming after him. For moving money, no matter how slow he did it, and taking money, putting it where it wasn't supposed to go. That's what's going on there. He's also trying to figure out how to get rid of paperwork, get rid of emails, get rid of any evidence. That's what he's trying to figure out, how he can cut himself off from this. That's his main hope that he's working on right now, and his fear that he can't do it. And yes, he's not going to be able to do it. And yes, he's in on it. And that's even the sex stuff. So, I hope it's not underage people. I'm just thinking of his age. So yeah, he's in trouble. He's in trouble, and it looks like it's coming up quick. It looks like it might come up, I'm thinking even this next week. We might be hearing about this within the next 10 days or so. I'm going to cut these real quick and see if I can get them. Got a 4. Within this next month, we'll hear about it. Definitely hear about it within this next month. That he was taking care of the money. Trump was involved too. They're going to do a deep dive on it. Right now, he feels like he's just suspended, waiting for the axe to fall on his head. This is coming out to the public. Excuse me just a minute. Wow, I should have put something here to wipe my nose on. That doesn't usually happen. That's coming out to the public. A woman lawyer or judge coming after him. He already has gotten some kind of paperwork on this. It just hasn't broken yet, but he knows he's been in to talk or something. They're already probing him. He's wondering on whether to say anything about where the money came from and how it got switched around, and trying to figure out how to cut himself off from it. But yes, he's in trouble, and he's not getting out of it. And whoops, I got a 4 in there. I already put it back in the deck of coins, and so we should be fine. That all should be coming out in the next 3 weeks at least, or before 3 or 4 weeks at the most. I think it's going to come out before on Rudy. And I hate to even lower myself to ask a question about this person, but I did tell people to write in, and if they would, I'd try to answer their questions. Somebody wants to know about Alex Jones. They, what did they want to know? If he was tied into the January 6th. So I'll just say tied in, because if he was, it had to, he wasn't there in person, I don't think. He could have been, I guess. But I'm thinking it was probably with the money if he's tied in there. So since these are almost like dirty cards anyway, after everything I've read on tonight, we might as well read on him real quick, and then I'm going to have to cut this off because it's probably already a lot longer than I planned on it being, and I promised myself I'd go to bed early. Now I got to go to the knee doctor tomorrow and see when they're going to cut me. Not looking forward to that, but I put it off as long as I can. I hate to drive in traffic, so I'm going to go plenty early so I don't have to get in a hurry. gotta go clear over to Scripps Greens, which is over at the ocean, but that's not very far from me. If there was no such thing as traffic, I could be there in 10 minutes. Anyway, what did I say? Okay, I didn't. Little slimy guy. Alex Jones. And so that's what I'm asking you to do, is go ahead and ask some questions, and even if it's something I don't want to read on or think maybe whatever, I just need some new ideas I'd like to read on. Nice people out there, and so I'd appreciate it. I'm even thinking about going into meditations and just taking a writing down the first 4 things I come up with after I ask in prayer and meditation. Anyway, Alex Jones, are you mixed up in January 6th? Because I know some people that aren't really into politics, and they're saying, oh, well, that's over, that's done, that's water under the bridge. No. Not when somebody tries to overthrow our government. It's not water under the bridge, and it needs to be investigated. Okay, let's cut these one more time. They might find out that Alex Jones is connected to Russia in some way. Of course, they might find out a lot of this money was come in from Russia to finance a lot of this too before it's all over. I wouldn't be a bit surprised, but it looks like, and he was a fool to get involved, and he knows that about now. So maybe he's trying to go to higher ground in the present. I don't watch or listen to his show. Maybe he's not even talking about any kind of this stuff. I don't know what's going on. He may be going away again before this is over. This is the past influence on the present. You know, he's been in trouble before. He's pissed enough people off that everybody knows who he is. It's not like he's just going to fall in the cracks. He wanted fame, and he might end up being famous in jail. Although I don't see any jail cards here so far. He's thinking that he might offer them something. He's juggling things around in his head, how he can talk his way out of this or get out of it. Maybe by making them an offer, making somebody an offer to talk. And that's yes. If he does get in trouble, he's just going to tell everything that he knows about anybody involved in this that he knew, or anybody that was in it with him. Because we all know he's a really nice guy and a good friend. But anyway, yeah, he's gonna start talking and not shut up. He's literally afraid of something to do with Trump, which is right butted up against Russia here, and something that he was foolish to get involved with. Now, I can't imagine Alex Jones being that influenced by Trump, but maybe Trump's influenced a lot of people that were supposed to be a hell of a lot smarter than him, so he definitely could have been. Yes, he was influenced in the wrong direction. He's wishing he would have walked away quicker, gotten out of this quicker, even though he was already kind of involved. I don't know. But before this is all over, we are going to hear that he was involved in this with the money. Something to do, I don't know what Russia would possibly have to do with him. But anyway, maybe we'll find out. Right now he's taking the high road, kind of trying to do a low profile, and maybe even thinking about going away somewhere for a while. Can't imagine him doing that with his mouth, because this is going to be known all over the world. He's thinking if push comes to shove, he might offer something. But what he was doing was manipulating money behind the scenes some way. And yes, he was involved. And it had to do with Trump. That's an upside down card, and so is the yes card. He never should have got involved with him. And he's trying to figure out how to walk away from this and just not even think about it. Anyway, that's what the cards are saying. I don't... there wasn't as many money cards in that as I thought there would be. There was a couple, but it just makes me wonder what was going on. Anyway, I love you all, and thank you for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day tomorrow and a beautiful week. And I am going to try to, I promise you I'm not going to wait a week to do a reading. I waited a whole 6 days this time, and I won't do that again. So anyway, I just want to say bless y'all, and I know I keep reminding myself every morning to bring in my higher angels, because it seems like after being stressed and up so tight for all that time and feeling almost like a child that was being subjected to abuse, that now that it's gotten quiet, it's like it's almost going from a high being terrified into a low where you just don't want to turn back on again. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but that's kind of where I've been at. So anyway, I want to thank you all, and God bless you all, and namaste.